I've come all the way to Perth, Western Australia to find out two things. One, can I still hack it in a busy service? And two, is this the best barbecue in the world? Yeah.
I've been trying to perfect how to cook meat my whole life, my whole adult life, 25 years more than.
Most experienced training I've ever seen.
Just like the old days, mate.
But there's one style of cooking that will bring the most seasoned chef to their knees.
There's no chefs in barbecue on the wall.
While I'm chopping wood, I thought to myself, damn, this dude's probably not suited for barbecue.
I'm assuming you've done this before.
Yeah, not professionally.
I'm about to spend 48 hours with a team over at Big Don's Barbecue to see how they've perfected the art of Texas-style barbecue.
Oh my God, is that John from Big John? Oh my God!
I know a couple of things.
I've asked the team not to go easy on me. I want to get in the thick of it.
And we're going to serve one platter a minute for 250 minutes straight. So it's just a typical Saturday.
And how do you feel?
Exhausted.
This is a very different style restaurant to what I'm used to working in.
Honestly, I'm like, not nervous, but like a little bit nervous.
We'll see your fires out, mate.
Oh.
No, just kidding.
Brisket is my friend.
And this team is performing at a super high level.
Woo! Yeah, baby! Yeah, baby!
I did it. Like I've never carried a gastro in my life.
Wish me luck.
I just thought, out the door. That's crazy.
Oh, hello. Yeah, we're just about to fire everything up.
Cool. Put me to work, man. I'll get chopping.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro. What sort of the size we're looking for, like that?
Are we trying to go just like as thick as your forearm?
Unsurprisingly, first job, chop some wood. Hey, mate, how are you? Good, nice to meet you, man.
Good, man. Thanks for coming.
No, thanks for having us. Super excited to be here.
I mean, you've been in a lot of kitchens, right? This is probably an unusual one.
And I'm sure I'm going to learn heaps, but throw me in cut wood, whatever. Like I'm here to do it. Pit space. Is it true you're like the biggest in the world?
Yeah, so I'm almost certain. So Snow's on that Saturday.
Yeah.
He's probably the biggest in the world.
Okay.
But like meat-wise or volume-wise, like we're right next to him.
Looks like we're loading up some briskets. Should we?
So
Should we get
just
stuck
jump
in?
straight
Are these when we're trimmed Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Trim these and then rub them Tuesday as well.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there's the pit. But just be careful about the wall.
Yeah.
You can pull the shelf out. But yeah, you just can't get too far back, otherwise it touches the wall. I should have given enough room with this guy.
Yeah. Is that good?
Yeah, that's great.
Cool.
These are 9 scores.
Oh wow. This is a lot of brain power for this early in the morning.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that should be right.
Yeah.
There. Cover up now.
Super lucky that Don, the legend, has let me put a special on today. So we're going to do one of my favourite sandwiches of all time, a Reuben. The boys have got this brining for 3 days. We're going to season it up, and then I'm going to be in charge of this one. Let's hope I don't stuff it up. And we'll make some pretty epic Reubens later or tomorrow for a special. So mustard, I'm guessing, is a binder?
Yep, so we go mustard as a binder. I
Yep.
usually start on the bottom.
Yep.
And we're gonna go pepper first.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, on the bottom, just a nice healthy amount, but then
Yep.
on the top, we're gonna go pretty generous.
Okay. How are we looking, Don?
Yeah, that's good, man. So
Cool.
flip her over. That's perfect. Nice and even. Then we do a second layer. I guess is the secret sauce of it is like you can't do pastrami without coriander seed.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you mix these together, that rub doesn't stick.
Yep.
So then we go the second rub over top and like
Okay.
a really little amount.
Heavy amount?
As it cooks, way more moisture comes out of a pastrami brisket than a regular brisket.
Right.
So a lot of that rub will wash off.
Okay.
Anyway. Check it in, so it's gonna go dead center there.
Point
Yep,
towards here.
That's it, yep, exactly.
Oh no. Just scraped half the bark off. All right. Good luck, pastrami.
The way we lay them out is really important.
Yeah.
And we always snug them together. Like,
Okay.
So basically we leave a finger's gap between all of the briskets because they sort of protect each other. They're like they're like a phalanx guard. Because if you have them sort of spread out, too much heat will rip through between. Cool. So this is your pit.
Cool.
The one with your
All right.
on it. So
No pressure.
once this breaks down,
Yeah.
we'll get the shovel. I'll show you like how
Yeah.
we rake it
Yeah.
and how we lay out the fire.
Yeah.
And then you just turn it over. And we
Yeah,
set
cool.
a timer, and it's a kitchen timer. It's every 20 minutes.
You
for
come have a look.
12 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
Basically.
Cool. Thank you so much for having us. We kind of rocked up and the boys just put me straight to work like I asked. We had to get these things loaded. Are we loaded now?
Pretty much, yeah. It's 102, 103 briskets on.
That's a lot of meat. Talk us through the origin. How did this whole thing start?
It started in my yard. So 2015, 2016, I bought a small smoker and just started dabbling. I started to fall in love with it. I ate locally at a few barbecue restaurants and thought, I think I'm doing pretty good here. Like, my food's not bad. And then I went to Texas around 2016 and I was like, oh no, my food's terrible. I have a long, long way to go. I think that sort of weaponized ADHD forced me to go down that rabbit hole really deep. 2-3 years of sort of small pop-ups at sports clubs and bowling clubs into a food truck. And we did that for years. And it's 2025 and we've only been in our kitchen that looks like this, fitted out for 2 years and a bit.
You're getting recognized, you're getting awards. You won the best casual restaurant in WA the other day, is that right?
Yeah, you don't even know what to say when you're recognized in an industry that you didn't come along in, I think. It's pretty special, and it's mostly for the team that I have. We have a really well-trained, passionate team.
You said to me earlier when we just met that this is Australian barbecue. You get compared to Texas barbecue a lot, but it feels like there's a bit of a mindset change and a change in the menu and what you're doing.
When you first start, we were like, hey, we want to be the best Texas barbecue in Perth, we want to emulate Franklin's once a week trade at Snow's or Great Brisket, as I think we've kind of done pretty well with getting to a level with that food. We started to go, how can we make ourselves unique in like a global sense, right? We pay homage to Australia because we use Jarrah like the West Australian would. It's West Australian Wagyu beef, Australians, except for me, that are cooking the food. I want to be Australian barbecue. So it's Texas inspired. I mean, offset barbecues are the king of cooking barbecue, but we're trying to serve more lamb. We're trying to serve more sausage rolls. We have kangaroo sausage on the menu tomorrow. So we're just trying to serve more Australian inspired dishes, which is tricky because Australia, or Canadian where I'm from, like the food culture, it's all from Europe and other parts of the world, but every country has a form of barbecue. And so we're trying to emulate that a little or have dishes that are inspired by that.
One thing I love is the fact that you're also taking influence from our neighbors, like you got lechon on today. And I think the Southeast Asian region is a huge influence on our food culture here.
Perth's got a great Asian-inspired food culture. We have a lot of good restaurants. A couple of the guys on the crew, a couple of the chefs are Filipino. The guys are coming up going like, try this lechon, and I'm like, we have got to get that on the menu.
Mate, I've got so many more questions, but I reckon there's probably a fire we need to attend to, so let's get stuck in.
Fire management is the most important part of the whole process.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to say that about 5 or 10 different things.
Yeah.
Like the way you trim, the way you rub, the way you brine, the way you cook, the way you run your fire. These are all the most important things.
Yeah.
But fire management is the thing that is most easily messed up in terms of having an overcooked brisket.
Yeah.
You can see that the briskets are sitting only a meter away, the first row. So we want to keep our flames really low. Once the first fire has turned to coals, the way we manage our fire is we spread the coals across the length of the box.
Yeah.
And we take these logs at the front here.
Yeah.
And we sort of dig them in so that they're perpendicular to the door, like this.
Yeah.
And we might dig them into the coal bed, or we might chuck on another log or two, and we just continue to recycle it over and over. But then because our pits draw so well, we actually have to choke it now because we want those flames to drop. The pits we are running have 8-meter stacks. There's 2 or 3 in Texas that have done this. Burnt Bean, Franklin's have really extended their stacks. The higher the stack, the better the draw.
Okay.
So we would rather have more draw than not enough.
Yeah.
If you don't have enough draw, like some of our older pits here, you end up with a really poor bark and very poor color. We want it to pull and draw efficiently, but then we want to choke the stack to 50%, and we want to choke the fire. You notice we don't have a vent on our doors.
No. Yeah.
We don't want any
extra
air. No,
nothing.
Most of the good places in Texas don't have this because they control it this way. And then you go to the stack. You want your stack to be, and your cattle catcher, so the bracket that it sits on, to be as wide as the tank.
Yeah, okay.
So if you were to take the stack and just stick it right on the end, or even worse, stick it right up on the top, your airflow is going to be poor. We want to have the air come straight across ideally and be pulled through here and straight out. So you end up with a hot spot here that is as hot as the first door.
Yeah, right.
So you have a vortex of heat that builds up from the draw of the stack, and you'll often overcook meat in this store or the first store, but usually not the middle. But like you say, you can choke it. You'd rather too much than not enough. Whereas you look at this pit here, actually, which is probably my oldest pit in the yard, first commercial sized one. We didn't know what we were doing, so we just winged it, right? The bracket's too short. The stack is not tall enough. We still have to flue it out, actually. This has now been relegated to sausage pit. For a sausage, you do want inconsistent draw. You do want super smoky. You're happy to have like ambient, smoke flowing around, not a straight draw. But we want our brisket pits to run like a freight train. Like we want them to zip.
People talk about like clean smoke and all that stuff, and then I've heard the guys from Goldie's kind of say like a bit of dirty smoke's kind of okay, especially at the start. What's your theory on that?
I agree for sure. We say, I think, clean blue smoke when someone's starting out for the first time. Because it's easy to say. You don't want to say, except for this time, and except for this time, and except for this time, right? So you get bark from 3 things, from fat, salt, and smoke. So when you salt your brisket, and even better when you brine brine it in advance. Fat, as it starts to render across that salt, smoke hits it, bark forms. So that's why you only see bark at the 6-7 hour mark of the brisket cook, not in the first 2 hours.
Yeah.
So when that fat starts to run, when it hits 160, 170 Fahrenheit internally, or 70 C when fat starts to render, that's when you start hitting it with a bit of dirty smoke. We cook with salt, pepper only. And you know, when you eat our brisket, there's never a sauce on it. You're tasting salt, fat, smoke. That's it, meat.
Anjara.
Anjara, yeah. I mean, Anjara is a Western Australian wood, which I think it's the best in the world next to probably post oak.
Yeah, okay.
Or pecan, maybe.
Do you genuinely believe that it's better than post oak? Or sorry, it's as good as post oak? Or do you think it's just history that makes post oak kind of the ultimate wood?
I think nothing beats oak for flavor.
Okay.
There's a spiciness. The thing I like about Jara is there's never any ash in the firebox. It just disappears. It burns very clean. And the flavor is very mild. You can use it on fish to beef. It's plentiful, it splits well, it burns not too hot, not too high, and it's Western Australian. I'm gonna have to drink a lot of water today, talking to a class as well.
I forgot to say, Don also does classes here. How often? Once a month or something?
Once or twice a month.
Once or twice a month. As part of the class, I'm going to run them through how I break down a rump, because I think the rump's one of the best pieces of meat to learn how to break down, because it's a great way to feed your family. So
I need to learn how to do it properly. We don't break it down properly, so I will be learning as well.
Cool. Looking forward to it. So there's only one sausage on the till normally?
Normally one or two, so it depends on kind of the workload of the week.
Yeah.
This week we did 3 flavours, but we did nearly 200 kilos.
Yeah,
so
right.
It was a fair bit.
And you're selling these by weight?
Yes. Yeah, we go over, as you might see. I think we put these at 250 grams, but I reckon they're between 300 and 350.
Second coffee of the day. It's 10 a.m. All the smokers are full at this point.
There's really not a down moment. The meat goes on the pit, and you start onto something else, and you respond to a timer to stoke the fire. Maybe in the last hour of cooking, you might crack a beer and sit down.
To relax. Yeah. Timer set for every 20 minutes. That timer goes off. Someone's checking every pit.
Every 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So if we're cooking on 7 pits, and we're stoking the fire 3 to 4 times an hour, one person has to chop wood and stoke the fire 150 times on a Friday.
Okay.
So that job gets split and shared amongst multiple people. Stick burners and offsets are slow to cook on, but there's something romantic about cooking with fire, right?
Absolutely.
And it's like the result's worth it.
Absolutely. You have a really interesting model here, very different to most restaurants, and I think the reason that you've done that is because you're not from industry, so you're not bound by weird tradition. But talk us through how the week works here at Big Don's.
Everyone starts on a Tuesday. We're trimming briskets, we're brining and seasoning some of the other meats as well, but it's pretty much a butcher shop on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Right.
So Wednesday we make all the snags. There's probably 800 to 1,000 a week. They're big, so they're about 250, 300 kilos worth. On Thursday, we are cold smoking all those sausages, which we're doing a few today as well. We're also starting a little bit of the sides prep that we can get ahead on. Friday is all the briskets being cooked. Pretty much the pits are full. You might be doing a few of the lamb ribs or a few of the oyster blade or some of the smaller cuts as well. That's about a 14-hour day. Saturday, somebody's in putting the ribs on. All your pork ribs, beef ribs, and your sausages get a double smoke. And obviously you're starting all of your your mac and cheese and all your hot sides as well.
So service 1 day a week.
1 day a week, yeah. I mean, we do the odd Friday. We do a little bit of catering. I don't think anyone's lining up for an hour on a Wednesday afternoon to eat brisket, and nor should you. It's a sometimes food. It's rich. Yeah, 1 day a week, 5 hours of trade, 10 full-time people, and 20 to 25, including the casuals on a Saturday, which you'll see tomorrow. Big team.
I think it's also really refreshing to see someone in the industry have a team have a model that's actually prioritizing people having a good work-life balance, because your teams, they're not overworked, they're not doing crazy nights and stuff like that, and I think that actually shows in the food, because the focus of 11 human beings 5 days a week is producing incredible quality food for 5 hours, which and you're profitable. Am I right in saying that? So it can be done.
We've never had a losing day of trade because we pre-sell our food, and we have for about the last 5 years. I can't risk cooking 2,000 kilos of meat and having it be rainy. If you've pre-ordered that pack, you're coming. We have to reduce the risk for the low margins that restaurants have, and also for the expensive meat and product that we're serving.
God damn.
But the work-life balance of the team is the most important bit. I wouldn't want to do dishes at 10 p.m. on a Wednesday. I want to see my family. I want to put my son to bed, and so does everyone else else on the team. During the week, everyone goes home at 4 or 5 o'clock. We work daytime business hours. You have a couple guys who rotate through and have a long day on a Friday cooking brisket, and we have a 10-hour day on a Saturday for service. But we're all seeing our families 6 nights a week. Amazing. And because of that, we've actually never lost anyone. We've got great retention, 4, 5, 6 years. We have a wonderful team, like the best in the world at what they do. Yeah. Because with the wages and costs of goods in Australia, you need to have those fixed costs each week and have some surety, and that allows a better work-life balance. It allows a better product for the customer. We're not trying to do this 5 days a week, nor could we. Like, we wouldn't be able to physically.
So you sell your menu online every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Perth time. Has that ever not sold out?
No, we've sold out every service we've ever done in the 8-year history.
When we talk about selling out, the reality is you sell out in like a minute, don't you?
I mean, that's a new thing. With you, it was only 30 seconds. Maybe 2-3 minutes on a normal Tuesday night. That's 1,000 heads, 250 orders. We know we can do 250 orders with a minimal wait in the 5-hour service window. So we could sell more, but we choose not to because of the comfort of the people that are here, and also the amount we can cook. 2-3 years ago, it might have been 24 hours. And I think last year it went from 1 hour to 5 minutes. And then this year has been 1 or 2 minutes each week. So I'm really proud of that. We have 50 to 70% repeat business every week as well. Wow. So we have extremely high repeat customers. We've got a few that are at every FIFO swing. Yeah, sure, we got a few of the boys that I know they're up on site and they're messaging going, I can't wait till I'm here next week. Yeah. But if someone was here every week, I'd be worried. It's a sometimes food. Yeah. Yeah. It's rich Wagyu and great meat, but it's a sometimes food.
We've had our coffee break. What's up next, bro?
So briskets are on.
Yep.
They went on at 7 a.m. We really don't have to lift the lid and look at the briskets till about 11 a.m. That's when we do our first spritz and we do a rotate.
Yeah, cool. We better get back to it. Now I've got the young buck next to me showing me up. Yeah, bro. Yeah. How's my pastrami doing?
It's moving slow.
Moving.
See your flies out, mate.
Oh.
No, just kidding. No, I'm kidding. 3 hours in, we'll do a spritz. You don't have to do much to the manufacture of the bar.
No.
Because
of the brine.
And the smoke, the wood is naturally smoky.
Yeah. Oh, where's the pastrami? So this is the pastrami that we're doing for a special tomorrow. The Reuben. 3 hours in, looking good.
Looking good, let's tempo it, see where we're at. So we're at 140 on the point, we're at 133 in the middle, and we're still at 130 in the end. Now you see these ones are significantly further along now just because the pastrami itself has got so much liquid injected into it. Get this into more of a hot spot. Slide back. Get a little bit more moisture into it so it barks up nicely.
The bark's just set in beautifully, isn't it?
This is only 25% of the way, mate.
Yeah.
You see at 2 o'clock, it'll be perfect.
You don't do it too much, just maybe twice, like light.
Yeah.
But you're giving moisture for the smoke to attach to,
Sure.
to stick on. So it's like right now is like a light layer of paint.
Yeah. And it's water and vinegar?
To be honest, just water these days. We ditched the ACV because it was one of those, you know how you have some things you do because you've always done them?
Sure. ACV is apple cider vinegar for anyone that is unsure. All right, sausages. Oh, look at that!
So about 2.5 hours in now.
Okay, and what's total cook time?
Roughly 4.5 to 5.
Okay, cool.
We used to do
Look
8.
at the colour.
So we have a hot spot in this section.
Yeah, which
you can see.
Yeah. So you're not going to move them, are you? You just pull them earlier?
We're not going to move them, but the front 2 rows and the back 2 rows I am going to spin.
Okay.
When I get to a certain temperature.
Sure.
So, well, I will spin those around,
Yeah.
and then these ones down here, I will need to move up. So once these start coming off, start moving them into spaces.
Yeah, okay.
Woo! Kiss you!
Shut up.
All right, we're here with John, what do you call yourself, head cook?
Yeah,
Is that the term?
that's fine. Yeah.
Head cook at Big Don's, 6,000 briskets under your belt?
Apparently. Yeah. I don't individually count them all, but I think it's in that vicinity.
It's in that vicinity.
Yeah.
We hear a lot about fire management being super important with this stuff. Talk us through your day from start to finish when you're managing these massive pits, bro.
Yeah, so obviously like today's the day that we're cooking briskets. It's a long day and we need to make sure we've got a consistent fire, because a consistent fire means we're got a steady cook and we've got control over the meat. Obviously we're cooking these big hunks of meat, and if your fire's hot and cold and hot and cold, you're going to end up with an inconsistent product. So we want to make sure it's as good as it can be.
Yep.
So we're 3.5 hours into the cook. At the start of the day, we want to establish a good coal bed. Yep. So you've probably seen it before. It's kind of the crisscross method,
yep.
and we're just encouraging a lot of airflow into the pit to really make sure we got like some good coals down the bottom there.
Yep.
You can see in this one here, we've got lots of good coals in there. Not a lot of logs as such, but this one they're both running at 250 at the moment.
Yep.
And we've got this big log at the front here.
Yep.
And really the purpose of that is just to generate a bit of smoke, because at the moment, we've kind of closed these chimneys off.
Yep.
We're not wanting a super hot fire, we're just wanting a lower end fire that's going to generate a bit of smoke. It's going to go through the pit. It's not going to fly straight out the other end. It's just going to circle around the meat and start to develop that bark on the brisket, because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make the sexiest looking briskets that we can.
Thanks, bro.
I know a couple of things.
All right, it's like, there's no watch here, but it's almost 12 o'clock, but they're starting the barbecue class now. I'm gonna do a piece where I break down a rump. Let's get stuck into that. Pull that whole muscle off. I think anyone who's into cooking, home cooking and into meat, this is why I suggest getting into rumps. Thanks, guys. All right, first sausage tasting. What do we got?
So this one's Cajun cheddar beef.
Cajun cheddar beef. Oh, look at the cheddar. It's so juicy. Even for a beef sausage, it's so juicy.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's so good.
With the Wagyu trim, it's like amazing. Probably one of the most decadent sausages in the world.
And what's this one?
This one here is a currywurst pork.
Currywurst pork.
A little bit of cheddar in there as well.
Yep. Oh. Wow, that's really good.
Yeah.
That's so yum.
Yeah, obviously the traditional ones, obviously with the curry ketchup over the top, so we tried to put curry inside of it.
Is that what the yellow is?
Yeah. There's a shitload of curry powder in it.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's good. There's cream in there as well, which is like a really interesting thing to put inside, but really helps the texture. So.
Cream?
Yeah, didn't think it right.
No.
No, not in the beef one,
No.
but in the pork one. Just helps like soften it. Yeah.
That's delicious, man.
Took fucking ages to get that one right, just because of the amount of curry that needed to be in it. So obviously, like when it's a vibrant spice, most of the time you need to fry it. So when you smoke it, you get that same element. In a batch of 50 kilos, there's probably at least 2 kilos.
Whoa! No way.
Yeah. It's how you get that much flavour.
2 kilos.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And how much cream?
We actually tweaked that recently, so there's roughly about 4 litres of cream in it. So it's pretty crazy amount. With the blended cream and the blended curry.
Yeah.
It's like, seems to work.
Yeah, it's so good. You actually taste the curry.
Yeah.
It's like incredible. Well done. We're gonna rotate some briskets. Why is it so smoky? We're dancing.
You're not crying as if you're from the smoke.
No, I'm not crying at all, no.
Doing well. And then if you see puddles like this, you don't want that puddle to sit there too long because it's going to mess with the bar. So just tip it off. Just the tip.
Oh yeah. My first day, but you know, all right.
That's good. That's a good rotate. Good shit. Cheers for your help.
My pleasure. Okay, so right at the back here is that massive pastrami that you saw me seasoning up ready for the smoker earlier. The interesting thing about that is that it's way behind in the cook opposed to these other briskets that weren't brined. So the one at the back here is running at about 152 Fahrenheit, whereas these ones in the front, they're about sitting about 170, 180 degrees. And that's because of all that extra moisture that was pumped into that brisket to make it a pastrami.
So now you can see, like, I know you're saying the bark's looking, but this is where the bark is set.
Yeah.
The way I kind of like to think about the entire cook for like most of the meats is there's a smoking phase and there's a get it to temperature phase.
Yeah.
So now the smoking phase is done.
Yeah.
We'll get the forward tips on the end.
Yeah.
And then we want to get it to temperature, but we don't want to do it too fast because if we get this up fast, then this might be a little bit behind.
Sure.
So we want to do it in a way that's going to bring everything up nice together.
And how long before you wrap, you think, at this point?
Should be time-wise maybe about 3 to 3:30. That's dependent on when the centre gets up to 175 for the sweet spot. Because if it's below 175, like say 165 or whatever, it tends to not have shedded all the moisture that it usually would.
Yeah.
And then when you go tomorrow, after it's rested to open up, you see all this black liquid down the bottom. Yeah. That's it shedding all the moisture that you ideally want to be coming off the pit.
Right. Cool. Thanks, bro.
So now we know that Mark set, smoked out really, really nice. We're just trying to get to the temperature.
Yep.
So we don't have to worry about this anymore.
Yep, cool. Just burn your hands.
Just a little bit.
All right, mate. Boys seem to have smashed it today. We haven't wrapped yet, have we? But
No, we've not got there quite yet.
Yeah.
Normally around 3:30 is when we
3:30.
we get there. So
But it looks like you're starting to plan out what the day looks like tomorrow.
Yeah.
Run us through it.
it's looking like a very, very busy day tomorrow. Obviously, with you here, we're doing lots of specials, and we got lots of fun stuff that we're going to be doing. So we got about 70 or so pork ribs.
Yep.
So at the moment, we're doing them in 2 batches.
Okay.
Bacon burnt ends, we've got roughly 30 kilos of those.
Yeah, right.
Rump steaks
Yep.
that we're going to be getting in the pit in the corner there.
Yep.
Sausage rolls, we've got a couple of Filipinos on the team as well, and a butcher. So he knew how to make traditional Italian porchetta.
Yep.
Lechon's like a really big item in the Philippines.
Yep.
They made something like excellent. So we're excited
Looking
to,
forward to trying that.
yeah, 3 types of snags tomorrow. Currywurst, Cajun, we've got roux. 70 turkey breasts, so we've got about 100 kilos of turkey breast as well. They'll be done in honey butter, and then cauliflower as well, so we've got like a small veggie bite one. So
Where's the potential for the stuff to go wrong?
all of it.
All of it?
Yeah, so you'll notice on here that I've got timings.
Yeah.
I've made sure that when I've done the roster, I'm obviously coming across and making sure that like the people in at the right time.
Yeah.
So,
And what time does people start arriving tomorrow?
so 9 is the first,
first
so
lot.
first 2, so they'll be getting pork ribs on.
Yeah.
So we've got maybe like 4 to 6 people in between like 10 and 1,
Yeah.
and then I think there's 22 staff on tomorrow.
22.
So then they'll come in at 1:30. Obviously, like when we have that volume of people come in all at once,
Yeah.
it's pretty much just the kind of start service.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Cool.
it's looking good, looking
good.
busy, but manageable, which is good.
All right, it's 4 o'clock. The brisket's been on since 7. It's time to wrap. Let's go.
So put it about, now this is going to come over and fold here, and you want to be able to tuck this in.
Okay.
So you want this to be far enough
Okay.
back. Scoop full of challenge.
Yep.
Now your main area is going to focus on the sides.
Okay.
And then as soon as you got a bit of decent amount on the sides, you want to circle it around.
Okay.
Fold over.
Yep.
Once it's here,
Yep.
they'll put a hand down there.
Yep.
Just to a bit of tension. And
Yep.
then pull back.
Yep.
So it's nice and tight here, under here.
Yep.
Up there.
Yep.
Tuck these corners in. And then you're going to fold this side.
Yep.
You're going to flatten that out.
Yep.
This side, flatten it out.
Yep.
1 row, and then they're going to fold that. And now, that is a little bit more. You want it to be folded in so there's a little bit of a lip here,
Okay.
just so you can move it around the
So that's the top, yeah?
This is the point, yeah.
That's-
This is the fatty side.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And this one will always go back,
Back
into the
into the fire.
bit, to the fire.
Okay. Almost forgot my tallow.
Always need a little bit.
Is that enough or more?
That's good. Try your best not to get it onto the brisket, just
Okay.
to mess with the bark a little bit.
Cool. So up,
Over.
over, pull it back.
Go ahead. Yeah, yeah.
You can pull it back a little bit.
Pull it back a little bit more.
Yep.
Give them a little bit less tension.
And then tuck this under
Tuck that under, yeah.
all the way, or just like
Yeah, you can lift it up and get this like
get this right under.
Yeah, yeah.
And then these go over. Went a bit hard on that one.
Do your first fold. Woo!
Yeah, baby!
Yeah, baby!
I did it! Get in there.
You can tell you definitely wrapped some briskets.
Mate, this is gorgeous. This is how I imagine people felt when Michelangelo was painting 16 This is fucking amazing.
That's a good size brisket, I reckon. It's a cute brisket.
Good shit, dude. Well done.
Thanks, bro.
That's awesome.
All right. How long, you reckon? 3 hours more in there?
It varies, man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Brando made a joke about it earlier, but it's just until it's done.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be one. First one should be coming off within 45 minutes.
Yeah, right. All right, we've got this problem pastrami. It's caused us problem all day. Should we check it? We're pretty far behind, aren't we?
Let's see where we're at. So inside on this pastrami is 145, which is well behind. Then we've got 166 in the middle, which is not too bad. We've got 160 on the end. Now, comparatively to these briskets, we'd want these ones to be on the flat at least at 170. And the middle is to be about 180, and the ends to be about 185 to 190.
Okay. All right, we're gonna get that closed and keep that cooking. Looks like we're running pretty far behind. I'm sorry if you end up doing overtime today. You can blame my my Reubens for that.
Oh, good, mate.
All right, Nick, it's just gone 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Do you reckon these are ready yet?
Well, let's have a look.
Let's have a look. Sun's almost sitting 190, 201,
Yep.
203.
Beautiful. Let's just probe this one more time.
One more time.
Go as deep as you can and just feel the paper at the bottom.
205.
Perfect, mate.
Bang on. All right, let's get it off.
Onto this one here.
Oh, wait. 210,
Yep. Perfect. Yep.
96,
Perfect.
98.
98. Yep.
Oh,
203. Perfect. Those are perfect numbers. Damn.
So we've just pulled those off. How long between the first ones and the last ones do you think we pull off as far as time?
Oh, we got still for the rest of them.
Yeah.
Throughout the smoker, maybe a couple more hours.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that big a variance.
So 11. So it's about a 12-hour cook in a perfect world if everything's in the first and second door.
Yeah.
But realistically, because we're cooking so many briskets,
It's just
got to get everything into the hot spot. It's going to take maybe 13, 14 hours for a full day.
for a full day. Cool.
Yeah.
And then our troublesome pastrami.
Oh, I don't really want to look at it, to be honest with you. Let's give it a look-see.
Okay.
And just see how long we're going to be here all night.
Shall I probe it?
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't even wrapped it.
Haven't even wrapped it yet. Yeah, go. Like that. So that's looking good. And now probe the middle of it.
That's 159.
Yep. That's one, so that's perfect. Now probe the front of it. Ooh, it's coming up. It's
168.
coming up.
We're getting there.
Good.
We might not be here all night. Watch me drop these now and just make a fool of myself. Like I've never carried a gastro in my life. Can use a speed trolley. Safety first. Safety never takes a day off. Almost done.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
What have we learnt today?
Well, I think the one thing that I have really taken from today, man, I'm tired, I'm not like even talking at this point.
Yeah.
The one thing that I really picked up and noticed was the fact that you guys kind of dry brine your briskets, which I've never seen before. And I noticed when we were loading this morning that the brine just sticks, the salt and pepper just sticks to it way better.
Yeah, I think it was like one of those things that we picked up by accident.
Right.
You know, when we were scaling from, getting these pits going from 40 up to 60 and now 100, it just made the whole process like a lot easier. And now that we've got like a bigger team, we're finding that we need obviously those processes in place.
Yeah.
So it kind of happened by accident, but it was like a happy coincidence. Yeah.
I almost ruined a brisket. All right, we're about to finally wrap the pastrami.
I'll be here at 10.
It's pretty late. It's dark now. No, you're right, Don. Don's getting out of the shot. I don't know why. It's his joint. But so we're going to wrap it in foil instead of paper, like we've been doing with all the other briskets. And the reason being is that we want to kind of steam it. So we don't want any air to escape. We're going to put a little bit of tallow in here as well, and then cover it up. I think it's on its way over. Here it comes. Wow, it's still shrunk quite a lot, isn't it? It's pretty big still. Bit of foil. That's not foil, that's tallow. That's the top, like that, in the smoker?
That's the point.
Yeah, cool. How much longer you reckon? An hour in there?
Hour and a bit, yeah.
Hour and a bit. We'll come back an hour and a bit and then we'll get it resting. All right, it's been just over an hour. Let's see if it's ready. I feel like I'm holding these boys up. We're looking for 210. I think we got it. All right. Let's get this inside to the warming box. Rest it up. All right, Don, it's been a big day. We smoked 102 briskets. You've run a barbecue course. What else have we done?
It's just a typical Friday.
Typical Friday. But this is the last step before we go home. So tell us about this last step. And I think, this is something that you kind of are passionate about from a quality standpoint, but also from a practicality standpoint, right?
Well, you rest the steak for 2 to 5 minutes, right? And so with a brisket, you rest it 6 to 12 hours.
Yeah.
And it's the biggest cut of meat you're probably ever going to cook. And it's significantly better after the rest. So you cook the lean meat on the pit, you cook the fat in the warmer during the rest. There's two things about this that are great. It makes the product better, and means we get to go home and get a little bit of sleep.
Amazing.
So we load up the Allchurch, or particularly this brand and some others that have ambient heat, no fan force, no heating element, because that'll dry out the meat. So this will stay really juicy. We'll load it up, set it to 60°C, and we'll go home. It'll allow it to slowly come down, render more fat, and when we serve tomorrow, it'll be significantly juicier and more tender. Amazing. But it doesn't overcook the meat.
Well, thank you for today. I'm a little bit nervous for tomorrow. We've got, what, 1,000 people effectively to feed tomorrow?
Yeah, 900 to 1,000 heads, and we're going to serve 1 platter a minute for 250 minutes straight. So it's just a typical Saturday, and we'll get you sliced some brisket, and should be fun.
Cool. Well, thanks, bro. We'll see you in the morning.
Nah, mate. Thanks for coming.
Awesome.
Cheers.
All right, day 2. I'm feeling sprightly. I've had a good sleep. It's hot today though, 33 degrees or something. It's not, just gone 9 a.m. I'm a little bit late, I might get in trouble. But I must have done something right because they gave me a uniform to wear today, so that's a good sign. I'm pretty sure we need to jump in and get the pork ribs on, and then I'm gonna help the team prepare some sides, and then service starts around 3 o'clock. Like 1,000 people coming today. The thing I'm most nervous about, A, did my pastrami actually come out all right? And B, can I keep up on service? Because the guys are gonna throw me in, get me cutting some brisket. And as Don talked about yesterday, cutting brisket's kind of one of the hardest parts, so I really don't fancy stuffing brisket up for people that have waited for a long time and paid a lot of money. What's the worst that could happen? Morning, brother.
Morning, mate. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
It's good. Morning, mate.
How are we?
Good, brother, how are you?
Yeah, pretty good.
Feel free to boss me around, man, if you need anything done.
No, that's all right.
Cool. All right, the boys are in setup mode, and as someone who's worked in kitchens my whole life, I do know what it's like. The first couple of hours in the kitchen is like really important that you set yourself up right for the day, and sometimes it's actually more of a nuisance to have another set of hands because you're pretty busy and focused on what you're doing. You kind of don't want to sit there and train someone or teach them how to do something. So I'm just going to hang back for a bit, let them kind of settle into their day, and then I'm sure once we get going, they'll start palming off jobs. First job of the day, boys have asked me to light the fires. They've already set them, and then I'm going to go start swinging an axe and get some wood ready for the day. That was a good one. Did you get that one? So the team has told me they like their wood about a 4-arm thick. So that's about the right size. I think maybe a little bit on the smaller side. And interestingly, they use about 1,000 kilos or a ton of wood to cook 1,000 kilos of meat. All right, turkey breast time. Brine, like everything else you guys do, I'm guessing?
So we just brine them in Frank's hot sauce, and we do half a teaspoon of salt per breast.
Perfect.
Just so that they're not over salted, and we try and leave them for about 48 hours.
Yeah, cool.
We rub it in Old Bay, straight pepper, and then Lowry's. But it's pretty much, just light on the pepper.
Okay.
Just so it has like a nice peppery speckle.
Yep.
The Lowry's Old Bay, which we go pretty heavy on the Old Bay.
Do like Old Bay.
Yeah, it's so good. And it just gives a wicked colour. And that is it, pretty
Job
much.
done.
Yeah,
All right.
and then just smoke them real low and smoky for the first 2 hours, and then slowly start opening it up and cranking the heat a bit, and then Bob's your uncle.
I've never felt so much pressure seasoning a piece of poultry. So Larry's next?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that enough, Larry's?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, and then I always go the heavy on
Heavy
the
on
Old
the...
Bay.
How long's the cook on these for, roughly?
4 to 5 hours.
Yeah, okay. All right, we got, how many turkey breasts we got to get into?
70.
We better get stuck in, hadn't we?
The fat side, always towards the fire.
Okay.
And then,
Okay, cool.
like, as long as they're not touching,
Yeah.
then it's fine. Yeah, some of these thin ones, I try and just like curl it up so it's in sort of the shape of the like poultry breast.
Yeah.
Because we have removed the tenders.
So we don't really need this pit just yet, and we need those turkeys to come up with the temperature. So shoveling the coals over, then we'll build another fire in this pit. All right, pork ribs. They cook these on the day. You don't want to rest these too long, otherwise they get a bit tough. I've been told to put the fatty side, so this side, towards the smoke box. So 3 deep, in they go. I do love a pork rib, so it's going to be interesting to eat. Just make sure I'm doing that right. I don't want to stuff it up. Oh, that's a big boy. Yeah. God damn. I got one spare. Chuck it up the top. Yeah. See you in 6 hours. 6 hours?
Yeah, 5, 6. Organisation of a chef.
Yeah. Gotta keep it tidy, young grasshopper. Hey! Don't come over here and mech up my side. Sword fight?
Yeah.
Okay. So these ribs have been on for 2 hours now. And what the guys are looking for is 200 Fahrenheit at each end. And if it's kind of unbalanced, they'll flip them around. And they're also looking for, you call it the flop test, is that what you call it? The flop test. So you want it to have a bit of flop and kind of starting to relax down before they'll start the glazing process. And where are you probing? In between the first two?
In the thickest part, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The first two, yeah.
Surely that'll be, oh yeah.
I'll come get you when...
Go back as deep as your arms will allow.
Okay.
For me, that's not very deep.
1 ladle per cup?
Yes, sir.
A little bit more? This is the dipping sauce that goes with the lechon. So it's a very common sauce used in a lot of Filipino barbecue. It's like white vinegar or coconut vinegar based. Chili, red onion. What's this called in?
Oh, just all around sauce.
It's called spicy vinegar. I thought it would have some fancy exotic name. It's just spicy vinegar.
Basically, call it really good sauce.
All right, brother, you ready to start glazing?
Yes, sir. Sweet. So these have gone up to 10. So they're 200 on both sides.
Okay.
Pretty much they've been moved down to the end of the pit.
Yeah.
Dry them out just so they're not super oily on top of all the fat pooling.
Yeah.
And then we're going to hit them with a miso glaze.
Okay.
Pretty much all over.
Yep.
Tip them off so it's not like sitting on there kind of burning.
Sure.
And then we're going to leave them for another half an hour.
Okay.
Get them glazed again and wrap them up, put them back in the pit.
Cool.
Sweet. So the way I do it is I'll start at the bottom ones just purely because you're into the top and then you're dripping onto your arms and you get all like burns all over it. But it's quite liberal.
Yep.
All over.
Yep.
And then
Spread them out.
yeah, and then you just give them a little pat with your hands so you
Yep.
get a little bit dirty, that's all right. And then just give them a tip. And then once they're all rubbed off, Bob's your uncle. So maybe you do that side and I'll do this side.
Love to.
Sweet.
Thanks, bro. We're leaving the ones at the front, aren't we?
Yes,
Yeah.
so that's the second batch.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll be ready maybe in about another like hour or so.
Cool.
So by the time we kind of give this a second glaze,
Yeah.
chuck them back in the pit.
Yeah.
Those ones will be coming down, we can glaze those and we're kind of doing two things at once.
Cool, cool. All right.
But yeah, they're looking quite good, so
30 minutes.
excited. Yes, sir.
Wrap time, is it?
Yes, sir. So we're going to hit them with the second glaze and wrap them up.
Cool.
Get them back in the pit and kind of finish them off.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got probably maybe about 16 to do.
Okay.
So we're going to hit with some sauce in the bottom, like pretty liberal.
Enough?
Sweet. And then we're going to go, I'm going to go meat side down.
Okay.
Sauce in the back. And then we're just going to wrap them back up and it's going to go back in the pit. Cool. Easy as. Yes, sir. And then after this is pretty much, once you get that nice flop
Yep.
going,
Yep.
then you know she's done. Sweet. You can hear now we're getting to that point where everything's ramping up in the kitchen and is like, can't even hear.
40 minutes till water.
Hey. Sweet, so we pretty much lined this up perfectly. So half an hour they should be ready.
Good to go.
So 10 minutes for a platter, we'll get them off. And then second batch will probably come off a little ways into service.
Yep.
5 more and then we're done, so. Easy as. Thank you very much.
Legend. All right, it's like 1:30. We're about to go and pour some oil over the lechon, but it's pretty incredible to feel the energy starting to lift. The queue is huge out there. It's like 35 degrees, but everyone's starting to get excited, including me. I'm most nervous about getting on slicing that brisket. I hope I don't stuff it up, but let's go sort out this lechon. What were you nervous about? They look beautiful.
They look fantastic.
Oh, it's coming, it's coming. Gorgeous, mate. Let those rest. I think we need to go do this platter now. The famous Big Don platter.
All right, can I get 1 pack, 1 Reuben, 1 rump steak, make it 2 rump steak, 1 full rack of ribs, 1 cherry Burdens, 1 beef ribs, 3 brisket birria, 1 wagyu roux, 1 sausage roll, 3 slices of lechon, tallow mac, cauliflower, and both desserts.
Whee!
Jimmy, please. Can I get a consomme, please? Can I get a full rack of pork ribs, please? Oh, there's a lot of fat on these lamb ribs. These are hectic. Can I get 1 or 2 more burnt ends, please? Just a couple nice looking ones.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I don't really know where to start. Big Don's is famous for their trays and they do not disappoint. I'm not gonna try and taste everything and let you know about every single element because I feel like we'll be here for an hour. Where do I start? I'm gonna start with brisket because I think that's the test of a true barbecue spot. It looks good, pulls apart nicely. It's juicy, it's seasoned well, and the bark is beautifully set. We've got turkey here. Turkey's a tricky one to get right. It's sweet, still nice and savory, and really lovely and moist. Just have a look at this pork rib. This is a big ass pork rib. Look at the size of that. Beautifully cooked, not dry at all, and that miso glaze is next level. Lamb ribs, personal favorite. The best lamb rib I've ever had smoked was at KG Barbecue in Austin. Delicious. Still got some chew to it, which I really like. And I'm not sure what they're marinating and cooking that in, but I went back for seconds for a reason. The lechon, that skin is super crackling. I'm gonna try and avoid too much fat at this point because otherwise I'm gonna have a coma, and I do still need to get back in there and help with service. Got the vinegar chili sauce. Pulled pork. Delicious. The cornbread. Wow. That's incredible. It's sweet, it's not dry at all. Mac and cheese. Incredible. I'm not just saying that because I'm here. Like I'm genuinely kind of blown away by this. How's the sausage? This is the chili one. Spicy. It's like, wow, proper spicy sausage. It is good to, people say, oh, it's going to be a spicy sausage, and it's not really. That lives up to it. Okay, I'm going to have a bite out of birria. That's a lot of cheese, but very good. I'll save the last thing, my Reuben sandwich. Not really my Reuben sandwich, but the pastrami that caused us so much drama yesterday. Was it worth it? And can I get my mouth around this thing? Let's find out. You know, the rye bread is delicious. The caraway is lovely, and that pastrami was worth all the effort. It's stunning. I haven't even made a dent in this. Before I find some people to help me finish it or to help devour this, because I'm not going to let it go to waste, I'm going to go try and find Don and let him know. Don started making barbecue in his backyard how many years ago?
10 years ago now.
10 years ago. You've seen the queue outside. The team here, they're doing an amazing job, and he asked for my honest feedback on the barbecue. We've tasted pretty much everything, and I can honestly say, mate, that's the best plate of barbecue I've ever eaten.
Thanks,
I
man.
swear.
I appreciate
it. Everything is executed beautifully. There's enough acid on the whole plate to cut through it. And for me, some highlights were the pork ribs. The miso glazed pork ribs were outstanding. The brisket was very good, and I'm kind of usually a bit of a harsh critic on brisket. Sometimes I find it gets really dry. That was not dry at all. And the lamb ribs were also delicious. So thank you, man. I think all your hard work for the last 10 years is working. The way that you have built this team and the way that you operate your business is really incredible. So well
Thanks,
done.
mate. I appreciate it. It's like full credit to the team here that have contributed. Every member of the crew has contributed one element to this table, at least. Yeah. I'm just the pork rib and brisket guy.
Well, you do a very good pork rib and brisket. Thank you for your hospitality, brother. We're going to go and get back into service and hopefully not stuff it up. But
Thanks, man.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Yes. We should probably find some people to eat this, yeah?
Yeah, do you want to? I reckon you need to do it.
Yeah, okay,
And,
okay. The sausage roll is good. That's my favourite.
The rib?
Yeah, the pork ribs. So I'm going to go find some more people. But pretty special, isn't it? Yeah. They're very good. Have a taste, boys. Do you want to try some food? Come on. Nice to meet you, Matt. Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to have a photo? Well, I've never worked in a smokehouse like this, so yeah, it's a very different way of cooking. Andy, nice to meet you, Michael. You well?
I just got here.
You just got here.
I've been here all day.
Thank you very much for coming. Lovely to meet you. How are you guys? You well?
Yeah, good mate. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. You well?
Yeah, good. Good mate.
Hey, bro.
Nice to meet you.
How are you? Enjoy your lunch. Hope it's not too much longer. Oh, there's an ice cream truck. Yum. Oh, thanks guys, I appreciate it. Hope it's not too much longer. Enjoy. Nice to meet you. You well? Yeah. Yeah, good. Ready for a feed? Yeah, good. Yeah, it's delicious. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm shaking. Thank you. Oh my god. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
How was the platter?
Good, it's insane, mate. It's so good, so good. I'm going to go cut some pastrami and then I'm going to come back and jump on here. Next one. Thanks, bro. All right, bro, the problematic pastrami yesterday. I'm going to slice it under your guidance and then we're going to see if it actually came out all right.
I'm not going to say it's problematic. You can't rush perfection. So this is going to be the best one of the day.
Okay.
And if it's not, you can edit that out later.
Oh, looks pretty good. Wow. It's got a good jiggle to it, doesn't it? So, taking the point off.
Go straight down the middle. Yep.
Oh, look at the colour. It looks like good pastrami to me. We're slicing it this way?
So then with this one,
Yep. Slice that way?
That way. Kind of pencil thin.
All the way to the end?
Yep. Beauty of pastrami is
You can eat the whole thing?
You can eat the whole thing. We serve it quite hot, so unlike
Yep.
brisket, if you serve it too hot, it would dry out very quickly.
Yep.
It's super juicy from that brine.
Oh, it is, isn't it? It doesn't dry out at all. Amazing.
And then for here,
Mm-hmm.
probably just cut it down sandwich size,
Yep.
and then they can go straight in.
And then this piece?
And then this, like the brisket.
Yep.
So the muscle is kind of to there.
Yep.
So this one we can slice like that.
That way.
And this bit at the end, you'll
Yep.
probably find because we have brined it for pastrami, we can actually slice that
That
up.
way.
Whereas normally
Yep.
it might just crumble and fall apart.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
most of them today have been able to slice. So
Okay, cool.
let's see how well you cooked it.
And is it, you use the same kind of pencil thin theory with the smoked brisket?
Pretty much,
Yeah.
as a general rule. But yeah, usually like sort of pencil thickness
Yeah.
is ideal. Probably somewhere around there, it'll
Yep.
start to
Starting to feel a bit.
feel a bit maybe tougher too.
Yep.
Yeah, you might be able to get another couple of slices maybe out of it. You can usually feel.
There we go,
the
this
meat
way.
tell you. Yep. And then just pencil thin. I got quite thin slices out of this before. It was sliced really nicely actually.
Awesome. It's nice to know that all that hard work and that late finish
Yep.
paid off because the Reubens are looking insane, aren't they?
Yeah. They are definitely flying out the door today. Glad we got your extra set of hands here, mate, to help us out.
I don't think I'm helping that much.
You are, mate, you are.
And that goes.
Yep, perfect. And then these, you can probably just
Cut
slice
again.
straight down the middle. That'll be perfect in the top of that sandwich. You got to try one of these slices.
Okay.
Go from this end, I
Go
reckon.
from that
That'll
end.
be the juiciest pieces.
Oh, it's tender. You gotta taste it with me. I know you don't like barbecue anymore. You've eaten too much of it, but
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Cheers, Andy.
it's so juicy. Thanks, bro.
No worries, thank you.
Definitely impressed with Andy. He got his hands dirty yesterday. He got out there, he chopped some wood with the lads and helped manage those fires.
Waiting on anything from me? 500?
He's slicing that brisket like he's been
Thanks,
doing it for
Marco.
years. So.
Good, brother. Loving it. Loving it.
Very impressed with Chef up the front there. He's done a good job.
To be honest, I didn't think he would get as stuck in as he did, and I've been trying for about an hour to get him off the brisket station,
Yeah, bro.
and he's just
Loving it, mate.
not stopping.
Thank
So
you.
he obviously loves what he's
I will,
doing,
mate.
loves being a chef, loves being part of the whole team. So we've really appreciated having him here. It's been amazing.
Orders up for Andrew. Oh, that's me.
The big fans on the slice.
Whoa, probably 12 briskets down.
Yeah.
Living the dream.
It's been incredible having Andy here the last few days. He really just gets stuck into it. Like every morning he's been here right after I get here, and I've been the first one here. And he's like, "What do you want me to do?" And it's just like, "We're pretty on top of it." And then you just hear the axe swinging, and he's just out here chopping wood.
Loving it.
Well, to be honest with you, when Andy came through yesterday and I saw him chopping wood, and he missed the first 6 times, I thought to myself, "Damn, this dude's probably not suited for barbecue." But as the day grew on, as he worked, I saw a little something in him. Watching him on brisket right now, watching him stoking the fires, I think he's doing a great job and he'll fit greatly in with the team.
All right, at this point, I reckon I've cut about 35 briskets. The service is fast. We're doing like one of these trays every minute, but it's a well-oiled machine. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of enjoying it.
One of the major impressions I got from him was he's not just a YouTube chef. He actually knows his stuff. Brisket slicing was insane. He was kind of struggling towards the end, just because we were flying packs through. So he was kind of catching up.
Can I get a brisket, please?
He did catch up toward the end, so it was a flawless service. At the end of the day, no complaints, 3-hour service. It was amazing. All I can say is he's definitely not just a YouTube chef. He is a chef.
Make sure you keep your selection clean.
Well, Andy's a pretty experienced trainee, isn't he? So I think it took 10 minutes and he was slicing like a pro.
1 kilo? That's a lot of meat.
It's been a great few days with him. The common consensus among the team was you meet somebody who has a big social media personality and you don't know what to expect, but he's more genuine than you would have anticipated even.
Best barbecue in Oz, baby, let's go.
Really lovely guy. Everybody on the team has thought he's been fantastic here the last 2 days.
Enjoy.
And he's a natural at slicing brisket, so he can come back anytime.
Take 500. Oh yes, you can. Here's one I prepared earlier. That's almost there. I can smell it.
Crushed it.
Crushed it. How many orders we got left?
3 more packs and then we're done.
Whey!
We did not have one complaint about a 3-hour queue. Not one complaint.
Was it 3 hours?
Yeah.
Damn.
That was the biggest queue we've had except for the walkout.
Can we go up to Andy?
Absolutely.
It's not me. It's all you guys. I'm just a shoo-in for the day. Exhausted.
Don't worry, we're going to clean up after.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be here. I'll just got to go to the bathroom. Done? Last one. Nice one, team. Holy. That's insane. I reckon I sliced 60 briskets in the last 5 hours. But these guys are incredible. They're this weekend. The queue was over 3 hours. They reckon we served about 1,200 people in the end. That's impressive. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. We started this video asking 2 questions. Is this the best barbecue in the world? And can I keep up in service? The service part, I think I kept up. I reckon I sliced 70 briskets over kind of 4 hours. And only at the end I kind of started maybe slowing the team down a little bit. But it was pretty fun to get back into a kitchen and cook like that again. It's been a long time since I've done it. And is this the best barbecue in the world? For me, that plate of barbecue was the best plate of barbecue I've ever had. And I'm not just saying that because I'm here. It was incredible. All the components were amazing. There was individual components that were better that I've had in other restaurants, but as a whole experience, that's the best barbecue I've ever had. Thanks, legends, so much for watching. Like this video if you get anything from it, subscribe if you're not, and we'll see you next week for another recipe. Peace. Oh. Yeah. Give me some sugar.